an MMORPG, multiplayer online role-playing game.
Oh, is that one of those games where grown men pretend to be warrior gnomes and quest after magical knickknacks?
Hello, hi, and welcome. I've been making Runescape videos for a couple of years now, and that was just a little highlights reel, if you wish to call it that. Some of those videos were shot in normal game mode with my interface and everything, and then cropped down. And some of them were shot in Freecam, which is a brilliant feature we have in RuneScape 3 to allow us to get a bit more camera control. So we can actually position the camera exactly where we want it and get the pictures we want. Get the pictures we want to get, you know, a better image, make it a bit more artistic. Now, there's a lot of problems with Freecam, and I would like to sort of discuss some of them here and say what changes I'd like to be made. To start with, you can't really do anything at all in Freecam. Can you even do a emote? No. Oh, yeah, you do an emote and it jumps out of Freecam, so, you know, that's useless. And say if I go over here and I start chopping a tree, and then I wish to go into Freecam, I go into Freecam, and I stop chopping the tree. So that's a bit annoying, isn't it? Now, one exception to this is if you're mining, for example, and you go into Freecam, you can actually use the Freecam controls and you can get, you know, some pretty cool footage of yourself mining. And yeah, that looks pretty cool. Except you're not actually mining, because you come out of Freecam, you've stopped mining. You haven't actually mined anything. There's nothing in your inventory. It's just the animation continues, which, you know, is handy to get some shots, but also damn annoying. Now, it would be really nice, for example, if you could do something like, say, a spot of smithing. Let's pick something to smith here. We'll just do a whole bit, why not? Heat it up, start hitting the anvil, and go into Freecam. And yeah, I've stopped smithing, which is a bit of a shame, because, you know, it'd be nice to get some good angles. Like, it'd be nice to be able to get down lower to start with, because I can go up, but that's as far down as I go. I can't go any lower. It'd be nice to get a nice low angle. You know, maybe even have a tilt control. Like, I could get really low to put myself in a power position, and then with a tilt, I could give it a bit of a Dutch angle, you know, and make something a bit more artistic. But as soon as you go into Freecam, everything you're doing stops. How do we get around this? Well, I've got two accounts, so my trusty sidekick here is going to do some smithing. And don't worry, it's not XP waste, because he actually needs to get 110 for the new mining and smith update, if you've heard about it. It's 104 at the minute, so he can make some plate bodies and get a bit of XP. And while he's doing that, on my other account, I can go into Freecam, and then I have all the controls and I can set up nice shots and all of that. Of course, you've still got the same problems. You can't get the camera down as low as you want to. I mean, ideally, I want to get the camera down below the anvil to get a nice shot up. Like I say, put the protagonist in a power position so you're looking up at them, make it, you know, a really strong shot. But I can't do that. And also, the other problem is you can't see the heat in the bar because I'm on a different account, and you can't see the progress bar or anything like that. And also, I'm using the furnace core, and if I get any of the Pyre Phoenixes or anything like that, you can't see them either. That's a little bit annoying. It'd be really nice if, say, we could have a separate window, so I could start smithing, go into Freecam, and then I could separate the Freecam. Something else that would be really nice is if you're doing, say, AFK zero input Slayer assignment, or something like collecting clue scrolls from Hellhounds. You know, if you've got a good red bar set up and something like a scythe, especially if you've got a legendary pet that will pick up all the clues for you, you don't need to do anything. So wouldn't it be nice if you go into Freecam? Well, no, you try it and it says you cannot do this while in combat. So again, my trusty sidekick is stood off to one side, so he'll go into Freecam and position the camera. So now I can get the shots I want, except of course still I can't get as low as I want. If I get really low, you get a really nice angle. And what if you could change focal length of the lens? Then you could, you know, you can make it look more claustrophobic and all closed in and stuff like that. But then there's still problems with this, because yeah, you can get the nice angles and all that, but then what if I get a drop? You can't see it. What if I get a clue scroll and I get the loot beam comes up? You can't see it on it, and you can't see any of the hit splats or the critical hits or anything like that. Yeah, this is a completely AFK bit of combat. I don't see why we can't go into Freecam while we're doing this. I mean, obviously, if it's intense bossing and stuff like that, where you need to be able to, you know, see your screen and see all your controls and have all the hotkeys and stuff like that, you can't do that. But with something AFK, why not? So here's another problem that I think there is with Freecam. So I'm in Freecam now. I'm stood at the the old yak track area. Sadly, it's all desolate now. It's all gone, you know. I miss the old yak track. It was, you know, it was better than Hero Pass anyway. Let's put it like that. So anyway, trying to line up a shot, be this for a video or just taking a nice screenshot. I use the WS, A and D keys, go in and try and get myself central. Now, this is tricky, right? So if I put it down as slow as I can go, absolutely as slow as I can go, the minimum speed here, 64, and I go right, I go right, go right, go right, go right. That's not bad. It's ever so slightly off. It's quite central, but it's not perfect, is it? I'm going to go a little bit to the left, press the key once, and it just keeps moving. It's gone too far. Now, all right, if I press it again, I'll go back to where it was. So press right, and yeah, it's gone a bit too far right again. And that's because there's an ease in and an ease out on the movement. It's not linear. It's not like you press the key and it moves and you release the key and it stops moving. If I tap the key, it moves and it keeps moving. So I tap the key, let go, and it's still moving. Tap the key, let go, it's still moving. So now I've gone a bit too far. So maybe if I can just guess and just try and get it. No, not quite far enough. Try again. Ooh, that's pretty good. I mean, I'm central in front of the thing. It's not central in the picture, but you know, it's quite good. So now we come in a bit closer. Now yeah, it's off because I've not got the angle quite right. So if I get it more central, and then I probably need to do that. Get that more central, and then I need to go. See, the whole thing that you've got this ease in and ease out makes it really hard to line up a shot. What I would like to see is in this controller is to have a little toggle menu, and you could set it to be linear. You could set it to have an ease in, so when you press it, it starts moving slowly and speeds up. And to have an ease out, so it moves linear to start with, but then when you let go, it eases out. Or you could have an ease in and ease out, so it works exactly the same way it is now. Now, these sort of controls I'm used to in other video editors and other 3D editors. I think that would be a simple little fix that would give us a lot more control to be able to get the pictures exactly where we want. On top of that, a lot of other things I use. So I'm using WAS and D to move left, right, forwards and back. In a lot of other things, if you hold down the shift key and then press a direction, it will actually give you fine control. So it'll move extra slow so you can get that little perfect thing. Or if you hold down control and press direction, you'll get a quick move. So I think just these two little features of having the linear menu or the ease in or ease out or ease in and ease out would be such a massive quality of life improvement. And having the shift for fine control and control for faster control would also be brilliant. Now, am I as low? Yeah, I'm as low as you press F, as low as you go. Now we go in, get in. There. Now if we go, yeah, that's up. Yeah, so I'm starting to get to the sort of shot that I had in my head. That's so close, but it keeps going because I go there and I'm let go and it's still moving. So go there, go back, and no, another little, no, gone too far. See what I mean? You haven't got that fine control to set up. You know, this shot could look really good if you get it right in the very center, but you don't have that sort of fine control. Right. Oh man, right, this is getting really bad. This is getting really stupid. Right, let's get it as close as I can. Just try a little. No, yeah. Stop. It'd be nice if you had some sort of strafe controls. You could sort of and a little bit more. Stop. Right. Yep. This is impure. That's close. That'll do for now. So get the angle up like that. Right now. Say I wanted that's where I wanted the picture end, but say I wanted to do a push in job, right? So I put the speed up a little bit. Let's get rid of the controller. So now I can go back. I can hold down the S key and I can push back and show it like this. I used to do a lot of intros like this, and have me standing there and push in. So now you think if I press the W key for the forward, it's just going to go straight towards me. I'll end up exactly where I want to be. Here we go. Hold down the W, and I've gone way above my head. The reason for that is because I've tilted the camera up to get an angle. I'm not going forwards. I'm going in the direction the camera is pointing, so I'm actually going upwards. This is another control that I think we can get some good quality of life and some good improvements for that would really help, like I say, not just video makers, but also people who just want to take good screenshots. Something I forgot to mention in that last little section there was another little annoyance with movement keys. So if you're using the W, A, S and D keys to move the camera around, and then you use the RF keys will override W, A, S, D. So for example, if I'm holding down the W key, so I'm going forwards, and then I hold down the R key as well to go up, then I stop moving forwards, I just go up. Then I release the R key, I continue moving forwards, and then I press the F key, I stop moving forwards again and only go down. I'm sure this could be an easy fix because it'd be nice to be able to move forwards and up at the same time. That's the basics of what I'd like to see for quality of life improvements to Freecam. I know I did speak about adjusting focal length, and that's probably a bit more advanced dev time wise, but you know, ever since kid I've always been obsessed with that shot in Jaws of Brody sat on a beach where they do the zoom in and everything expands out. Technically, I know most people call it a vertigo shot, although the correct terminology I believe is a dolly zoom. But imagine, you know, if you had control of focal length, pushing the camera in or pulling the camera out, you could do some really interesting stuff. Now, for more advanced stuff I'd like to see, wouldn't it be great if you were skilling or killing and you could click Freecam and it would pop up in a separate window, and then you could move it out of the way, you could put it onto a separate monitor if you have a separate monitor, you know, use OBS to record one or both of the screens, and then in editing you can decide which one you use and hopefully have control of the both. As you can see here, when I'm trying to do it, I'm having to switch between two different accounts, so I'm having trouble controlling it, but hopefully if it's all in your account you could have hotkeys set up so you could quickly move the camera while you're still concentrating on the game. You could have an eye on the Freecam and you could move it around and stuff like that. Or maybe you could have a little pop-up control come in a window on the main screen when you've got Freecam on one screen. On your normal game screen in one of the windows you could have controls like, you know, your left, your right, your up, your down, your rotate and all of that sort of stuff, and you could just use the mouse to adjust it, you know, while you're still playing, you know. This could really be good. Of course, the other way I control, the way I normally control, is I would use a PlayStation type style controller. And the thing about PlayStation controllers, they have two analog sticks, but you can't use them analog. It's, you know, you push forward and it goes forward at the speed you set. You push sideways, it goes sideways at the speed you set. You push rotate, it rotates at the speed you set. But what if you could use the analog sticks? I mean, wouldn't that be amazing if you push the stick slightly forwards and the camera just starts moving a little bit forwards, then you push it harder and it gets faster and faster and faster and faster, and then you ease back and it's slows down. I mean, like I say, I get more advanced stuff like this. I understand it would probably take a lot more dev time, but this is just me checking out some features and some improvements I'd like to see. Something else I'd like to see is if you get a drone, you can put it in a follow mode, a camera drone. So you're walking around and the drone will follow you and you can tell it to rotate around you and look at you from different angles, get further away, lower down, that sort of thing. I know what people are going to say, well, isn't that what the camera does in the game normally? It's, well, yeah, it does, it follows you, but you've got all the interface and stuff around like that, and you have to move it. So, but what if you could have it like if you're fighting a boss, say, and the camera follows you, but you're fighting the boss, so it follows you but aims at the boss, and then say you switch targets and you have to do like a DPS check or something like that, and it still follows you but the camera swings round to point at your new target. You get some really dynamic footage like that. Also, speaking about bosses, how about if you've got a friend who's really good at PvM and they're going into a boss instant, how about if you could join their instance but not actually go in, you could join as a cameraman, as a Freecam. So you could go in and you can move the camera around, you could have it to target the boss so it's following the boss, or target the player, or maybe you could have multiple camera people in there. You can, you know, you could have one target in the boss, one target in the player who's in there, another one could just be taking, you know, wide angles and stuff like that, and they could all be edited together into an amazing boss video. And I know what Peter is going to complicate, but we've already sort of got this system in the game. It's been there for years. If you go to the fight pits, the Tsar fight pit, you can actually go to the viewing orbs and you can go in and you can view the fights going on. Of course, you can't see anything at the minute because it's dead content, but wouldn't that be amazing if you could Freecam someone else's instance? So I was talking on Twitter to a few different people about the ideas I had for Freecam and what I'd like to see and improvements I'd like to see. I got speaking to someone called Japanese Squirrel, and he told me about, I think it's called G-Pose, which is something they have in Final Fantasy, where you can actually put your character in different positions in a sort of Freecam thing. You can get different abilities and get them in different poses, change the lighting and stuff like that. Now, this would be amazing. I know this is going to take a lot more dev time, but just I've done a little mock-up here. I've got my iron in his player-owned house, and I've got him just attacking a combat dummy, just to go for a few different abilities, and then I can sort of scrub through it and get the different positions and stuff like that, and see, you know, where you'd want to, if you want to take a screenshot, see what part of the animation you're like, oh yeah, that looks really cool, I'd like that. But you know, the angle's not quite right. But because I filmed this, there's nothing I can do about it. If this was done in Freecam, say you could pull up an ability off your, you know, control panel in Freecam, and you say, like, right, let me do the asphyxiate ability. And you've got a little slider, 0% to 100%, and you get it to the exact point you want. So you're like, yeah, oh, it's a bit too, let's just go a bit further back. Let's just see what. Oh, that looks really cool. Yeah, I really like that. But, oh, the camera's a bit off the left. I'd like to bring the camera slightly over to the right and maybe getting a bit closer. If you could do this in Freecam, you could adjust the camera. Because this is recorded footage, you're probably like, oh yeah, I want that, but I want the camera more to the right. What I'd have to do is go back, set it all up again, re-record it, and then move the camera and stuff like that. But if we could have abilities that we could select, you know, you could have the ability to come up, select, right, I want that ability, and then just move it to what point in the animation you want, to have to get all the lighting, change the camera, change the focal length and everything, get it exactly as you want it, and then take that screenshot. Wouldn't that be so cool? You know, wouldn't that be so cool? I know, it's really niche, isn't it? You know, who else is going to be interested in this other than people who make YouTube videos about RuneScape? Well, actually, I think a lot of people could be interested, because anyone that just likes to get nice screenshots to share on social media, either on Twitter or their clan Discord, you know, maybe even on Insta, having improved features in Freecam is going to help everyone. It's also going to be really good for Jagex, because people being able to take better screenshots, make better videos, you know, this is free advertisement, obviously not free, you know, because they're going to need to put dev time into improving it. But in the long term, surely it pays out. And hopefully now we've got someone at Jagex who listen. We've actually got a JMod who used to be a content creator, the RS guy. I'm pretty sure he's well aware of the limitations of Freecam and how it could be improved. And yes, there are already content creators that do some amazing, some massive, you know, huge production value. You look at the stuff Iron Araxa does. I didn't realise, you know, how he achieved what he achieved until I saw the pup video where he showed how you could actually get the animations and the models and stuff out of the game, put them into Blender, and then, you know, just make these amazing videos. But, you know, you've got to be superhuman to do that. I'm just talking about improving Freecam so that, you know, us normal mortals, just us normal scapers, could actually create better content without having to go to all these other outside packages. I'm just putting out there, just thinking about it, you know. Wouldn't it be nice?